Hi, and welcome to this edition of Bobcat Update. I'm Neely Burrier.
And I'm Reagan Volchik. State lawmakers had a big fight over hemp products last year, including a rare disagreement between the governor and lieutenant governor.
But in the end, they agreed and passed a ban on smokable hemp. Smoking hemp was legal earlier this week. Now, that's up in smoke. Reporter Dax Lahone shows us the change.
On March 31st, a new Texas rule has changed what THC products can legally be sold in stores. I spoke to some San Marcos businesses before the ban took place, and they told me it could force popular items off of their shelves.
I'm screwed. The business is going to be shutting down, roughly, I think so.
Really?
Because of the hemp products are going, all my sales going to go down. There are no new products on the shelf, so I got no options. Rather than selling some nicotine vapes which are legal, other than that, I have nothing.
Under the new rule from the Texas Department of State Health Services, regulators will now measure total THC, which includes THCA, a compound that converts into THC when heated. That change means many smokable hemp products currently sold in stores may no longer be legal.
I buy up to a pound every time. I buy a lot. If they just made it legal, it would be safer. They would make money. It would it's not stopping anyone. It's all around the corner. I can find a plug for just about any drug, at any time, any day. It's not stopping anyone from getting anything.
Before this law passed, they used to get it from the cartels black market. So they said they're going to go back again to the cartels and black market.
While edible THC products like gummies are still allowed under Texas law, smokable hemp products like THC flower have since disappeared from store shelves across San Marcos.
No one really buys the edibles because, to be honest, the THC edibles kind of suck. They suck ass. And most of the people coming here aren't coming here to buy glass. They usually just come here to buy smokable stuff and nicotine. So the places that mainly just make all their sales from the THCA, they're definitely going to go out of business.
80 to 90% of my customers, they only come for the THC products over here. Everything is going out of the shelf right now. That's all I can say.
Following March 31st, San Marcos businesses and Texas State students alike are watching closely to see how the changes affect the local hemp market. With Bobcat Update, I'm Dax Lawhon.
There was another dispute during last year's legislative session. This time, it was state lawmakers disagreeing with President Trump. The president asked states to not regulate AI tools. Texas wasn't having it. Lawmakers here passed the Texas Responsible Artificial Intelligence Governance Act. It doesn't ban AI use, but it takes aim at malicious uses of it. The law bans AI tools that intentionally steer a person to hurt themselves or somebody else, tools intended to violate the Constitution, AI intended to cause discrimination, and AI tools made just to create illegal explicit material.
One more state law to talk about, and this one directly affects us here on campus. Lawmakers banned a bunch of software tools with links to China. Then, the governor added more to the list. The worry was that our data going to Chinese government could be a cybersecurity risk. Reporter Gisela Morones talked with an expert.
Texas State University students and staff are adjusting to a new set of restrictions this week after Governor Greg Abbott signed a bill limiting universities and other public institutions from using Chinese-based technology and websites. Among the platforms now off limits are several widely used sites, including Moonshot AI, Temu, and Shein. The ban is even reaching into the classrooms. One course taught by Texas State professor Dale Blasingame relies on a Chinese-made program used specifically for drone instruction, and that tool is now restricted as well.
I'm much more worried about the federal restrictions that are going on around DJI because they have the capacity to cut off the network from the drones. If that happens, that would mean the drones can't fly. That would mean they can't update, things like that. That would mean the class, I would need all new equipment to teach the class.
Journalism students won't be the only people affected by these restrictions, but the entire campus could feel the impact as well.
University students are well known for scrolling through online deals, and many of them turn to popular sites like Temu and Shein when they're hunting for a bargain. Nevaeh Johnson, a sophomore at Texas State University, says although these new restrictions won't affect her day-to-day life, she does not agree with how Governor Abbott is implementing them.
I feel like there is bigger things to worry, like seriously, there's bigger things to worry about and address, especially in this moment. So as students settle into these new rules, folks on campus say they're just trying to figure out what their life looks like without some of their go-to apps. For now, everyone's adjusting in their own way. Reporting from San Marcos, I'm Gisela Morones, Bobcat Update.
Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets Saturday for the third No Kings Day protest,
including right here in Central Texas. Reporter Tristan Avant is in the newsroom with more on that. Tristan?
Thanks, Neely and Reagan. Some of the protests were huge. In Boston and New York, more than 100,000 people turned out. The protest in Austin was smaller, but vocal.
The people united will never be divided.
Thousands of people spent Saturday afternoon in downtown. They started at City Hall, then marched across the South First Street Bridge to Auditorium Shores. Multiple bands and local activists took the stage and led participants in chants. The Austin event ran from 1 to 4 in the afternoon and ended with guidance for how to interact with immigration enforcement. And of course, right here in San Marcos, hundreds of people spent their Saturday outside the courthouse.
This past Saturday, the small businesses who usually sell outside the courthouse were not alone this weekend. Some were surprised to find out about the No Kings protest was happening at the same time they were scheduled for business, but they did not seem to mind.
Everybody's been pretty nice coming in, and we really haven't had any problems or anything like that.
A lot of protesters brought more than just signs to show their frustrations and concerns with the current administration. They brought costumes, instruments, and the flag of the United States of America.
Freedom and justice for all. God bless America. That's the reason I bring a flag, because it doesn't make sense to me when I am being accused of being not a patriot.
Step Up San Marcos and Move Texas at Texas State were the two organizations that were hosting the protest. Both organizations focused on safety and nonviolent tactics while they were conducting the protest, preparing for any emergency possible.
We have fire marshals on scene, and all of us know what stores and restaurants have approved to let us in.
Cafe on the Square is our safety points, the Blue Dahlia and the LBJ Museum. Yeah. So if anything were to pop off, basically we disperse. We try to get people out of the way and into those areas.
There were no counter-protesters during the official hours of the protest, but some supporters of the administration and the president did appear after hours, interviewing remaining protesters.
Yeah, I totally disagree. I think Trump and his administration has done the best they could for us as American citizens by being American first.
The No Kings protest in San Marcos may have ended for the day, but the conversations and calls for change continue to ripple through the community. For now, the message remains peaceful and determined as organizers and participants look ahead to what's next. For Bobcat Update, I'm Lisbeth Hernandez.
That's all I have from the newsroom. Back to you.
Thanks, Tristan. Reagan, I know you've been to a bunch of sporting events this year. Have you seen any baseball games?
Yes, I've been to a lot more basketball games, but Bobcats baseball has had some ups and downs. Sports reporter Sam Hawthorne has our ticket. Sam?
Thanks, Reagan and Neely. Yeah, the Bobcats even hosted the Texas Longhorns and had a lead for a while. And some of the games are previews of the switch to the Pac-12 Conference this summer. I got to the Washington State Cougars game.
Coming into the season, Texas State was picked to finish near the middle of the pack in the Sun Belt Conference. Before entering conference play, the Cats faced future Pac-12 opponent Gonzaga, winning that series 2-1. Behind the strength of their starting pitchers, shutting down the Gonzaga offense, allowing only 11 runs in 3 games. 2 weekends later, the Cats continue to roar, facing off against another future Pac-12 opponent, Washington State. The Cats' record showed them with 9 wins against just 2 losses.
With us, we're winning baseball games, still not playing our best, but finding ways to get it done. At the end of the day, that's what you like. And you've seen a lot of people get opportunities. You'll see that throughout the weekend, especially with the doubleheader tomorrow.
In the Washington State series, it wasn't the pitching, but the hitting that was hot. The Cats sent 7 dingers over the wall in just 4 games. The offense exploded for 34 runs over the 4-game series, helping the Cats clinch the series 3-1.
While every team at Texas State is thinking about future competition in the Pac-12, Bobcat baseball has already shown they can compete in that conference.
I think it does give our guys confidence moving forward of, we beat Gonzaga in a series, and if we can win this series or do something, it gives you guys confidence as you start playing them in future years.
The Cats look to build on their early success as they take the short drive up I-35 to battle with the almighty Longhorns. Ranked number 2 in the country, on March 31st, with first pitch being at 6:30 p.m., the Cats are looking to avenge their loss to the Longhorns early in the season.
There are other big games coming this month, including the Texas Aggies and Baylor Bears. That's it for me. Back to you.
Thanks, Sam. When you think of radio, you probably imagine a DJ alone in front of a microphone, and you will find those over at KTSW.
But we found a lot more people over there. Music directors, sports and news reporters, and a social media team. Reporter Tristan Avant tunes us in.
KTSW is a student-run radio station on the Texas State University campus. One of the many branches of KTSW is their social media team. We sat down with 2 members of the social media team, and they shared with us how their team works together as a unit.
It's the same thing, but we have the filmers that go out, we have the editors that edit the video, and then usually the assistants will check everything, make sure the grammar, spelling, and everything is great, and then our director will post that on the campus.
Since one of the most used platforms among college-age students is Instagram, that's where they focus their social media content. What makes their content stand out from others is the fact that they keep their focus locally.
So any local bands, any local concerts going on, that's kind of what we focus on, and so I feel like we show that on our Instagram, so that kind of makes us a little bit different, special, because we're focusing on the San Marcos area, or Austin, San Antonio, that kind of area.
That local focus made KTSW stand out from their competitors, as they were awarded the Best Social Media Presence Award by the CBI National Student Production Awards. They shared with us that it is cool knowing they did this as a group, and that title makes every video worth it. More KTSW social media work can be found on their Instagram at KTSW899. For Bobcat Update, I'm Tristan Avant.
Speaking of broadcast media, a longtime professional visited Texas State just before spring break.
Yeah, Gloria Campos, who anchored news at WFAA in Dallas for decades. As reporter Lizbeth Hernandez found out, she's back in Central Texas and visiting her alma mater.
The University Star invites Gloria Campos for their first guest lecture series event, reflecting on her experiences in the newsroom and as a journalist. She also shares about the evolution and future of journalism and storytelling.
Like most broadcast students over here, and we're hoping to have a career like Gloria Campos. She got her bachelor's in mass communication, making her a Bobcat for life.
I can't tell you how happy I am to be back on campus and to be here with you all, because I want you all to learn from my experiences, and so you don't repeat maybe some of the mistakes I made.
The guest lecture took place during 1 to 2 p.m. and was followed by a Q&A from 2 to 3 p.m. This was an opportunity to personally ask Campos about challenges in the industry, advice for aspiring journalists, and about her career experiences. She shared emotional and inspirational moments such as her time producing Wednesday's Child, which offers a glimpse into a foster child's life, as well as her experience being the first Latino news anchor at WFAA.
So when I look back at my career, I think, well, yeah, I did a lot of great things, and I broke some barriers, and I didn't let people discourage me, and as you heard, some did. But again, not everybody in this world is going to like you or respect you. You just need to avoid those negative people.
For Bobcat Update, I'm Lizbeth Hernandez.
I really wish I would have been able to meet Gloria Campos. She seemed so nice.
I have a feeling she'll visit us again soon, and I want to meet her too. That's all we have for this edition of Bobcat Update. Thanks for joining us.
Watch this space for more news by students for students. We'll see you soon.